Mung beans. KACANG HIJAU, green gram/beans. Vigna radiata, by AZLAN ADNAN M.A. Sunday, 7th June 2026. Macronutrients, per 100 grams dry, uncooked. Energy, 347 kilocalories. Water, 9.0 grams. Carbohydrates, 62.6 grams. Sugars, 6.6 grams. Fiber, 16.3 grams. 58% daily value. Lipids, 1.2 grams. Proteins, 23.9 grams. Vitamins, per 100 grams dry, uncooked. Vitamin A, retinol activity equivalent, 6 micrograms, 1% daily value. Vitamin B1, thiamine, 0.62 milligrams, 52% daily value. Vitamin B2, riboflavin, 0.23 milligrams, 18% daily value. Vitamin B3, niacin, 2.3 milligrams, 14% daily value. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, 1.91 milligrams, 38% daily value. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, 0.38 milligrams, 22% daily value. Vitamin B9, folate, 625 micrograms, 156% daily value. Vitamin B12, cobalamin, 0 micrograms, 0% daily value. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, 4.8 milligrams, 5% daily value. Vitamin D, cholecalciferol, 0 micrograms, 0% daily value. Vitamin E, tocopherol, 0.51 milligrams, 3% daily value. Vitamin K, phylloquinone, 9 micrograms, 8% daily value. Minerals and trace elements, per 100 grams, dry, uncooked. Calcium, 132 milligrams, 10% daily value. Chloride, data unavailable. Chromium, data unavailable. Copper, 0.94 milligrams, 104% daily value. Fluoride, data unavailable. Iodine, data unavailable. Iron, 6.74 milligrams, 37% daily value. Magnesium, 189 milligrams, 45% daily value. Manganese, 1.03 milligrams, 45% daily value. Molybdenum, data unavailable. Phosphorus, 367 milligrams, 29% daily value. Potassium, 1,246 milligrams, 26% daily value. Selenium, 8.2 micrograms, 15% daily value. Sodium, 15 milligrams, 1% daily value. Sulfur, data unavailable. Zinc, 2.68 milligrams, 24% daily value. Health benefits. Mung beans are among the most nutrient-dense legumes commonly consumed in Asia. They provide substantial amounts of protein, fiber, folate, copper, magnesium, potassium, manganese, zinc, iron, and several B vitamins. Folate is the standout vitamin, providing more than 150% of the daily value per 100 grams. Folate is essential for DNA synthesis, cell division, fetal development, and red blood cell production. Copper provides more than 100% of the daily value. Copper is required for energy metabolism, connective tissue formation, nervous system function, and the utilization of iron. The fiber content is exceptionally high, providing nearly 60% of the daily value. Dietary fiber supports digestive health, promotes satiety, helps regulate blood glucose levels, and may contribute to lower cholesterol concentrations. Magnesium, manganese, potassium, phosphorus, zinc, and iron are all present in nutritionally meaningful amounts. Together, these minerals support bone health, muscle contraction, nerve function, oxygen transport, enzyme activity, and energy production. The sodium content is naturally very low. This is nutritionally significant because it allows mung beans to contribute substantial nutrition without materially increasing sodium intake. Anti-nutrients. Raw mung beans naturally contain phytic acid, tannins, lectins, and trypsin inhibitors. Phytic acid can reduce the absorption of minerals such as iron, zinc, calcium, and magnesium. Lectins and trypsin inhibitors may interfere with digestion and nutrient utilization when legumes are consumed raw or inadequately cooked. Cooking significantly reduces these anti-nutrients. Soaking followed by cooking reduces them further. Mung beans versus mung bean sprouts. When mung beans are sprouted to produce tolgay, their nutritional profile changes substantially. Sprouts contain far fewer kilocalories because they absorb large amounts of water during germination. 100 grams of dry mung beans provides approximately 347 kilocalories, whereas 100 grams of sprouts provides only about 30 kilocalories. The concentration of protein, fiber, minerals and many vitamins decreases on a weight-for-weight basis because the sprouts are more than 90% water. However, sprouting improves digestibility and reduces phytic acid, tannins, lectins and trypsin inhibitors. Sprouts also contain more vitamin C than dry beans because vitamin C is synthesized during germination. Dry mung beans are nutritionally superior when nutrient density is the primary objective. Sprouts are superior when low kilocalorie intake, hydration, freshness and digestibility are the primary objectives. Conclusion: from a nutritional perspective, mung beans are substantially more nutrient-dense than mung bean sprouts. They are particularly rich in folate, copper, fiber, magnesium, manganese, potassium, phosphorus, zinc and iron. Their combination of high protein and high fiber makes them one of the most nutritious legumes available. For most healthy adults, a daily serving of approximately 50 to 100 grams of dry mung beans, cooked before consumption, is reasonable as part of a balanced diet. Viewed objectively, mung beans deserve their reputation as a nutritional powerhouse. While tauge offers freshness and convenience, the humble mung bean remains the more nutritionally impressive food. Mung bean sprouts. Tauge. Green gram sprouts. Vigna radiata. By AZLAN ADNAN, M.A. Sunday, 7th June 2026. Macronutrients per 100 grams raw. Energy, 30 kilocalories. Water, 90.4 grams. Carbohydrates, 5.9 grams. Sugars, 4.1 grams. Fiber, 1.8 grams, 6% daily value. Lipids, 0.18 grams. Proteins, 3.0 grams. Vitamins, per 100 grams raw. Vitamin A, retinol activity equivalent, 1 microgram, RAE, 0.1% daily value. Vitamin B1, thiamine, 0.08 milligrams, 7% daily value. Vitamin B2, riboflavin, 0.12 milligrams, 9% daily value. Vitamin B3, niacin, 0.75 milligrams, 5% daily value. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, 0.41 milligrams, 8% daily value. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, 0.09 milligrams, 5% daily value. Vitamin B9, folate, 61 micrograms, 15% daily value. Vitamin B12, cobalamin, 0 micrograms, 0% daily value. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, 13.2 milligrams, 15% daily value. Vitamin D, cholecalciferol, 0 micrograms, 0% daily value. Vitamin E, tocopherol, 0.1 milligrams, 1% daily value. Vitamin K, phylloquinone, 33 micrograms, 28% daily value. Minerals and trace elements, per 100 grams raw. Calcium, Ca, 13 milligrams, 1% daily value. Chloride, Cl, data not established. Chromium, Cr, data not established. Copper, Cu, 0.16 milligrams, 18% daily value. Fluoride, F, data not established. Iodine, 1, data not established. Iron, Fe, 0.91 milligrams, 5% daily value. Magnesium, Mg, 21 milligrams, 5% daily value. Manganese, Mn, 0.19 milligrams, 8% daily value. Molybdenum, Mo, data not established. Phosphorus, P, 54 milligrams, 4% daily value. Potassium, K, 149 milligrams, 3% daily value. Selenium, Se, 0.6 micrograms, 1% daily value. Sodium, Na, 6 milligrams, 0.3% daily value. Sulfur S, data not established. Zinc, Zn, 0.41 milligrams, 4% daily value. Health benefits. Mung bean sprouts are a low-energy, high-water food. More than 90% of their weight consists of water, making them useful for increasing food volume while contributing very few kilocalories. Their most notable nutrient is vitamin K, providing approximately 28% of the daily value per 100 grams. Vitamin K plays an essential role in normal blood clotting and helps maintain healthy bones throughout life. Folate provides approximately 15% of the daily value. This vitamin is required for DNA synthesis, cell division, and the production of red blood cells. Vitamin C contributes approximately 15% of the daily value. It functions as an antioxidant, supports collagen formation, assists wound healing, and enhances the absorption of iron from plant foods. Copper contributes approximately 18% of the daily value. Copper is important for energy production, nervous system function, connective tissue formation, and the efficient use of iron within the body. The sprouting process reduces naturally occurring anti-nutrients found in dry mung beans. As a result, several nutrients become more bioavailable, and the sprouts are generally easier to digest than unsprouted beans. The sodium content is exceptionally low at only 6 mg per 100 grams. This is nutritionally significant because it allows the food to contribute useful nutrients without materially increasing sodium intake. Conclusion: mung bean sprouts are nutritious, but they are not among the most nutrient-dense vegetables available. Their primary strengths are their low kilocalorie content, high water content, vitamin K, folate, vitamin C, and copper. A daily intake of approximately 50 to 150 grams appears reasonable for most healthy adults. Around 100 grams daily provides useful nutrition while remaining unlikely to cause digestive discomfort. Raw sprouts are associated with a recognized risk of bacterial contamination. For this reason, lightly cooking them is generally safer than consuming them raw. For greater nutritional density, consider rotating mung bean sprouts with broccoli sprouts, watercress, kale, spinach, pak choi, and mustard greens. These vegetables typically provide substantially higher concentrations of vitamins, minerals, and beneficial phytochemicals per equal weight. Viewed objectively, mung bean sprouts are a good food rather than a superfood. Their greatest value lies in adding freshness, texture, hydration, and modest nutritional benefits at an extremely low kilocalorie cost.
Are you fat, sick, and nearly dead? Well, according to the data from the latest survey, 54.8% of Malaysians are. In fact, the statistics are quite scary. So if you or any of your loved ones are in this high-risk category, don't despair. I have good news for you. I've written more than 30 books on nutrition, and you can download them all for free. The only limitation is you can only download 10 books per day from Z Library. However, you can download almost 2,500 books from my Telegram broadcast channel. I'll give you the link shortly. And if you're overwhelmed by 30 books, in fact, these 30 books, I've designed them so that they could cover the undergraduate syllabus of a nutrition or dietetics course, or the nutritional needs for a medical student. Anyway, if you think you're overwhelmed, you don't know where to start with this book. And then as you progress, you can, go deeper, take a deep dive into the other books. And if you want to meet me to discuss what you read in the books, you have a chance in September to do so. However, there are 5 places already been taken up, and there are limited seats, so the sooner you register, the sooner you will reserve a place for yourself. Attendance is by donation, so details are in the following video.
How to attend AZLAN Adnan's Meet the Author luncheon at the Hungry Tapir, 135 Petaling Street, Kuala Lumpur, short walking distance from the Pasar Seni MRT LRT station, from 12:30 hours, Saturday, 5th September 2026.
Step 1. Download all my 30+ books on nutrition for free from Z Library using this URL. However, there is a limit of 10 downloads a day from Z Library. The workaround is to download them, and 2,250+ others, from my Optimal Health Community Telegram broadcast channel at EPUB electronic publishing. All my free ebooks are published in .epub electronic publishing format. If you are still living in the dark ages and only know .pdf portable document format and never heard of .epub, don't worry. You are about to have a mind-blowing experiential learning journey. If you use an Apple device, .epub files open in the Books app. If you are an Android user, use Universal Book Reader or a similar app. If you need further instructions on how to read .epub documents, just ask your favorite AI app to teach you. If you have never used an AI app before, start with Grok, Gemini, or ChatGPT. Then move on to DeepSeek, Claude, or Kling later.
Step 2. I have put all my books in the public domain, and you may share them freely. In fact, I strongly implore you to do so. Viralize them, make sure they reach every person who needs the knowledge contained in them. In Malaysia, the most recent data from the National Health and Morbidity Survey 2023 shows that 21.8% of adults are obese and 32.6% are overweight. This means the total combined rate is 54.4% of adults. Scary huge percentages of Malaysians are diabetic or suffer from other non-communicable diseases, NCDs. To be specific, in Malaysia, about 15.5% of adults have chronic kidney disease, CKD, up from 9.1% in 2011. Around 21.4% of adults aged 30 and above are at high risk of cardiovascular disease, CVD. Among older adults, about 8.5% have dementia, equating to roughly 260,000 people as of 2022. A nation is only as strong as its human capital. How strong can a nation be if more than half its population is fat, sick, and nearly dead? Of what good can you be to your family if you are fat, sick, and nearly dead? You owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be.
Step 3. Read the books, follow whatever advice that makes sense to you. If something doesn't make sense to you, or causes cognitive dissonance, you can ask me clarifying questions on the 5th of September. Also, be prepared to report on the 5th of September what improvements in your health you have noticed. So far, one person has seen her total cholesterol level drop from always above 5 to 4.6. Another has resolved a chronic constipation issue. I have written 2 books on human stool classification and stool analysis. Another person who wakes up every morning with a white layer of mucus on her tongue for more than half her life now wakes up with a clear tongue. Step 4. Make the minimum donation by the required dates. The longer you prevaricate, the higher the minimum donation gets. Minimum donation per pax: 100 ringgit for donations received by June 30th, 150 ringgit for donations received by July 31st, 200 ringgit for donations received by August 31st, 500 ringgit for donations received by the 5th of September and for walk-ins. Places are limited. However, I do not wish to deprive anyone. If enough people register, we can take over the whole restaurant, so make your donations early to reserve your place. Purpose: your donations will go towards sponsoring persons with disability, PWD, to attend the event and also towards my various ongoing eye treatments. Sponsorship: if you run a business and wish to promote your business, you can sponsor door gifts, gift vouchers, or even cash.
About the author. AZLAN Adnan, M.A., is a visually impaired writer and independent researcher whose work focuses on nutrition science, food systems, and the biological foundations of human health. His writing explores how natural foods contain complex compounds that interact with human physiology to support long-term well-being. He has a particular interest in plant-based bioactive compounds, including polyphenols, carotenoids, flavonoids, and other phytochemicals found in fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, algae, and fungi. His research examines both the roles these compounds play in plants and their potential impact on human nutrition when consumed as part of a balanced diet. Aslan writes with the curiosity of a scientist and the clarity of a cook. he approaches nutrition from a multidisciplinary perspective, drawing on biochemistry, plant biology, and public health nutrition. His work translates complex scientific concepts into clear, practical explanations that help readers understand the nutritional value of everyday foods. He is the author of several books exploring natural sources of antioxidants and other dietary compounds. Author of the Nutrient Series, Macronutrients, Volume 1, Carbohydrates, Macronutrients, Volume 2, Lipids, Macronutrients, Volume 3, Proteins, Micronutrients, Vitamins, Trace Elements and Minerals, Anti-nutrients, the hidden blockers in your food, Phytonutrients, the quiet power of plants, Water, the forgotten fourth, a macronutrient you can't ignore, Minerals and Trace Elements, Iodine, the element that built modern minds, one nutrient, one global experiment, one fragile victory. Iron deficiency, the hidden drain on your energy, a practical guide to detection, fixes, and long-term control. Nutrition for Vision, the science of seeing better. Author of the Antioxidant Series, Antioxidants in Herbs and Spices, Antioxidants in Algae, Microalgae, and Fungi, Antioxidants in Fruits and Vegetables, Antioxidants in Nuts and Seeds, Nutrient-dense natural foods for optimal health, Antioxidants in berries, plant pigments, polyphenols, and human health, Antioxidants in the animal kingdom, edible sources, biological roles, and human health. Other books on health and nutrition, Eat Whole, Whole Health Span, The Science of Plants, Fungi, Algae, and Feeling Awesome, 2nd edition. From Mother's Milk to Mighty Meals, a practical nutrition guide for 2 to 3-year-olds. A Spoonful of Purple, The Story of Ribena, The Geometry of Mouthfeel, Tuberculosis Briefing Paper, 2nd edition. AZLAN's 5-Powder Manifesto, Eating the Greek Way, How Cultural Habits Support Health Without Trying. Ideology on a Plate, How Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Turned U.S. Dietary Guidelines into a Scientific Farce. Maslow in 2026, Human Feces, Know Your Shit, Visual Acuity and Its Measurement. These works form part of an ongoing series exploring the chemistry, biological roles, and nutritional significance of bioactive compounds from whole food sources. With a Master's in International Business and Management from the University of Westminster and a postgraduate certificate in teaching from Royal Holloway, University of London, AZLAN approaches every page like a classroom, breaking down complex ideas with precision and clarity so anyone can follow along. Building on this foundation, AZLAN advocates a practical, food-first approach to nutrition. His work emphasizes whole foods, dietary diversity, and balanced eating patterns, rather than reliance on isolated nutrients or supplements.
How to make a donation. To donate, please scan the QR code found here. Or use the banking details found here.
Important note: include your phone number as the reference when making the bank transfer, as we may need to contact you in case of any last-minute changes. There is no need to write down your name, as it will automatically be displayed.
Important note: as a visually impaired person, VIP, I enjoy legal rights afforded to me by virtue of the Marrakesh Treaty to facilitate access to published works for persons who are blind, visually impaired, or otherwise print disabled. This is a World Intellectual Property Organization (WIPO) Treaty on Copyright, adopted in Marrakesh, Morocco, on June 27, 2013. It establishes limitations and exceptions to copyright law to improve access to published works for people who are blind, visually impaired, or otherwise print disabled. It is commonly referred to as the Marrakesh Treaty or Marrakesh VIP Treaty 2013. The treaty entered into force in Malaysia on June 30, 2023, subsequent to the necessary amendments to the Copyright Act and the Printing Presses and Publications Act to comply with Malaysia's obligations under the Marrakesh VIP Treaty 2013. As a VIP, I have the legal right to import, export, distribute, edit, reformat, and modify copyrighted work without permission from the copyright owner. While distribute means I can freely give away copyrighted work to anyone I please, if you as the recipient are not a person with disability, you can only keep the work for your own personal use and may not share them with a third party. In Malaysia, unlike most other countries, the rights afforded by the Marrakesh Treaty are granted to all persons with disability, PWD, not just to the blind and visually impaired BVI community, and also granted to their caregivers and to those acting on the express instructions of a PWD.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.